Mike, check. Justin Hunt, it's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. Thank you to everybody subscribed through the channel who shared a video, shared a link. It's priceless. Big thank you to everyone who's donated. If you'd like to donate, you hit the Cash App that's right up there, or you can hit the link in the description. Yo, last night was a night I think a lot of us have had circled on the calendar for a very long time. Last night was night one of the Grand National Tour, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, night one in Toronto. Toronto, 1 second applause. Now, you know, as someone who is happy to be on the right side of history, I must say, it went even more interesting than I expected. Now, I was fortunate enough to check out the show here in Los Angeles. Fantastic show. Big shout out to Screwface John, saw Screwface there. Ran into a lot of people in Los Angeles there. But I have an idea of what the show is. And I didn't watch the entire live stream of the Toronto show, but the clips that are coming out and the social media conversation, the news around this is fascinating. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that went down. Obviously, this is Kendrick Lamar going into op territory, but judging by what I am seeing, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like Kendrick was surrounded by ops in Toronto. 1 second applause. All right, so here is one of the videos, one of the clips that went super viral. Here's Kendrick Lamar stands as the Toronto crowd begs him to run Not Like Us back one more time. Look at this. Look how epic this looks. This is epic. I mean, that's just crazy. Look at that shot. Look at the shadows. Look at the silhouette. This is right after he performed Not Like Us, which went over great. They were happy. They were chanting. The whole stadium was chanting all the parts that are in that lawsuit. And I don't know. I mean, just as a person, right? Only one person can really understand what it feels like to be on the other side of this. One of the things we've seen in this lawsuit that I've talked about here on this channel as we continue to cover the lawsuit is that at the core of it, from a human standpoint, we've never seen an L this big before. We just haven't, not in music. And now, I mean, this went to the Super Bowl. There was a whole pop-out show. He united gangs. The whole Super Bowl had all kinds of people doing all kinds of deep dives into symbolism that I don't think people expected to be doing after they watched the Super Bowl performance. Sold out stadium tour. And now then they come to your hometown, sell out your stadium twice, something you haven't done. And this is what the crowd is saying at the end of your performance. Crazy. 1 second applause. So there's that. And then here's another look at it. The Toronto crowd chants encore for Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. One more time. Now here's Smiley, or someone whose name tagged himself Smiley. He said, Drake put this lame ass city on and they doing this. Hitter like me would have thrown tomatoes. I believe it, because look at this. That's crazy. So see, these are some of the images that we're getting out of the show. Here's Thank You Toronto. Here's Kendrick up here. Look at that. I wonder how big Rogers Stadium is. It's got to be at least 60,000 people, at least. This is crazy. All right, so here's some stats. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's show last night in Toronto is now completely sold out on Ticketmaster. Kendrick is the first rapper to sell out multiple nights at Rogers Center. First rapper to sell out multiple nights. So maybe Drake has performed there, but doesn't look like he sold out multiple nights. Here's what it looks like. And then here's the ticket seating, and they're all sold out. Now there's stories that there's reports out there that the ticket prices were lowered, which possibly has something to do with it. I haven't seen those be confirmed or not, but those stories are out there. But nevertheless, I mean, regardless of how much that show costs, You know, I don't know if this, for example, I don't know if this works the same way in reverse. Had Drake won, had the entire situation been in reverse, I don't know if, with how territorial Los Angeles is, just in general, LA is super territorial. I wonder whether or not he would be able to do the same thing. And that's not a knock to Drake. It's just how unique this really is and how unique Los Angeles is and how unique of a hold Kendrick has on this city. I'd be very, very doubtful that Drake could pull it off in reverse, even if the whole battle had turned out on the other side. Let me know in the comment section if you think Drake would be able to sell out SoFi Stadium had he won the battle. Would LA still come out and sell out SoFi for any of these prices, to be honest? Let me know what you guys think about that. All right, so, and here's another update. Kendrick Lamar becomes the first rapper in history to sell out multiple shows at Rogers Center, Toronto. I mean, look at this. Look at this skyline right here. It looks crazy. That actually looks really crazy. And there he is again. Some big names were in the house. Here's Alchemist. Alchemist was at the show last night. This looks like it was either during the intermission or pretty early in the show. Alchemist made it out. Here's LeBron James doing his LeBron James. You know LeBron had to be there. LeBron was at the pop-out. He didn't get on stage, but he danced it this time. I mean, I guess after Fighting Irish Freestyle, who could blame him? Shout out to LeBron, what's second applause. Now, the other story that was very interesting to me is one, I mean, we've covered this quite a bit throughout the course of this year, right? There's been a lot of conversations around this battle, particularly Not Like Us, particularly the diss tracks, where certain voices were trying to push the narrative that Not Like Us, others, Canada. That Not Like Us was a diss to everybody from Canada. It wasn't just Drake. Well, you got two sold out shows. I'm not sure how well that holds up, just looking at the numbers. But there were a lot of people, a lot of podcasters, a lot of people on the ground in Toronto, apparently, who still feel that way, right? So here is Mucho TV 2 talking about what he feels, how he feels about anyone who attends this show, right? So here's what he says.
Any black Torontonian that goes to this show is a racial cook.
Come on, man. That sounds like you've been hanging with Kanye. What'd he say? Let's hear that one more time.
Any black Torontonian that goes to this show is a racial cook.
Oh my God.
Every seat in that arena, that stadium, is a cuck chair.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, the level of, shout out to Thought Crimes right here. Look at clearly they posted right here. Sounds like they took the song personal, and they still are. Everybody in the stadium, huh?
If a black person is sitting on it from Toronto. He's riding a victory lap off of Not Like Us, which uses divisive rhetoric. Literally, they not like us. You are they, and you are in that seat, singing along. I like Kendrick Lamar, but I
love that. I like Kendrick Lamar, I guess. I mean, probably before this battle, I'm sure. But here's the thing about that, right? He said, he is taking it, again, we talk about this ad nauseum. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. But he is expecting everyone in Toronto and everyone in Canada to take the song that way. When there's also the option to say that rather than all of Canada or Toronto, they being OVO is Not Like Us. They being Drake and his comrades are not like us. So Mucho TV 2 is upset about this. Let's hear it again.
Not like us. You are they, and you are in that seat, singing along. I like Kendrick Lamar, but I would never go to that show. That's all.
All right.
That's all. That's funny. One second applause. Because I find that humorous.
I mean, I'm not inclined to go to the show.
Me neither.
And it sounds like a lot of people aren't.
One of my cousins hit.
It's a sold-out show. So, there's that. We can't forget that part. Mucho TV 2.
the family group chat this morning, and she goes, "Oh my God, Kendrick Lamar tickets are dropping by like over 50%.
Oh.
Tickets that were like $700 are now $200, $350 max. I saw like
Hell yeah.
100 level lower bowl at the Rogers Center for like $200.
At the same time, like all the
See, I mean, I'm with it. You know, this is something that does happen. You get to certain shows and your tickets aren't moving, you discount the prices. Perhaps that's the case. You know, that's what's being reported here. But let me tell you something. We don't care. Still sold out the joint. Beyonce had to do something similar here in SoFi and still didn't sell it out. Still didn't sell it out when Beyonce did it. Still sold out the joint. Now, we can call it what you want. It's a very normal thing when it comes to tickets. StubHub is saying that this is the 5th largest date of the entire run so far from a sales standpoint. But, you know, I get it, man. I mean, you know, that copium, sometimes it's all you got.
Asian dudes, all the Asian girls, you know, white people, whatever, have fun there. Like, yeah, like enjoy. You know what I mean? It'll look like a Kendrick show did 5 years ago.
I feel like people don't take the song Not Like Us personally because they think he's only talking to Drake.
Because he is. She got it right. She has it right now, but let's see where she lands.
He's not, though.
But he's not.
Tell me.
But he's not. Okay, 1 second of applause. Oh, man. So anyway, a lot of the themes we've been talking about the past year seem to be continuing. It gets worse. Here's another tweet I thought was funny. This is from Born Sinner. So his name is Born Sinner, right? So he's a J. Cole fan. Or at least making a J. Cole reference, we'll say that. But he says, anyone going tonight really has no respect for Toronto or themselves. Bunch of bums, shake my head, LOL. People are not happy. The OVO community is not happy. Not happy. Can't make this up. But it got even worse than that. I talked about this maybe yesterday in the chart report. Maybe that was today. There was a flyer going around of a bunch of OVO members who were organizing a protest outside of Rogers Stadium, protesting Kendrick's show because they don't like the victory lap and they don't like Not Like Us and they don't like Drizzy Drake not being in the #1 spot. So they wanted to protest. And here's a look at the flyer. So the original flyer said, OVO takeover. Show Kendrick whose city this is. Let's remind them who runs the 6. Where? Outside Rogers Center. When? June 12th and 13th. Time 5:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Says, pull up with, I can't read this, it's too small. But it says free OVO hoodies and pizza. They've got motivation. Would you like pizza and a hoodie? Come stand outside of Rogers Center and let the world know who runs the 6. Sure, there might be 60,000 people inside, 60,000 plus people inside, but we'll show them outside with pizza and hoodies. It's so funny. And this actually got steam. This actually picked up steam. I mean, the local news in Toronto reported on this. Take a listen to this.
Be a packed crowd tonight as Kendrick Lamar is performing in Toronto this evening, for marking the first of 2 shows of the artist's visit here as well to Drake's hometown since the pair started feuding last year.
They not like us. That's really the song that kicked off this feud. The American rapper will be in the city for 2 nights on his grand national.
I don't know if that's the song that kicked off the feud, but, you know, I get it.
For 2 nights on his grand national tour with SZA. Some Drake fans say they plan to congregate outside the Rogers Center in a kind of OVO protest. Drake and Lamar's highly publicized fight has resulted in a legal battle between the Toronto Raptor and the U.S. record label that represents both artists. Drake is suing Universal Music Group. Can
you imagine that? Can you imagine organizing a protest for a guy who's suing his record label over a lost rap battle?
Tomato.
Crazy. Now, I love this caption on here, and this comes from Kayla the Fifth. She says, they anti-slave music, anti-Harriet Tubman music, protest music, but will organize and protest for Drake. No heart and no soul among them. Whoa, too much truth. 1 second applause. But that's the truth. I mean, that was a lot of the criticism that they had around Kendrick. Even Drake on one of those songs, on Some Sexy Songs for You, was like, what are you gonna do, twerk to a dictionary? You know, these people are out here saying that, oh, all Dot makes is protest music, and Doechii is Harriet Tubman music, and all he does is trying to get the slaves free. They don't stand for anything but Drake. They tried to organize a protest, and it made the news. It made the news. Now, for them, sadly for them, unfortunately, it didn't go so well. It didn't go so well. So shout out to Joey from Gotham Hip Hop. He said, you can't make this up. The group that is throwing the Drake party outside the venue Kendrick is performing at tonight and tomorrow in Toronto is now asking for donations because they dropped $11,000 on OVO Takeover. Now, I hope this is a grift. I hope these guys, these anti-slave music, anti-Harriet Tubman, anti-protest music fan base, didn't actually organize a protest and put down $11,000 of their own money. I hope they didn't really do that. But this is what the flyer says. We need your help. We broke the bank spending $11,000 plus for all the hoodies to give away to y'all, but now we're super low on funding. We're giving away one free OVO hoodie and one free OVO tee to a random person who donates any amount to the following e-transfer email. It's for a good cause, and any amount is appreciated. Please make sure to include your Instagram in the donation. Today's gonna be lit. Ow. We'll see you there at Gate 5 of Rogers Center. Now, I can't believe this. So they had to go back to the community and say, dog, we spent too much money. We spent too much money. And, you know, I personally looked at this and I'm like, wow, that's a level of down bad I just hadn't considered to be a part of a rap battle. That's a level of copium I hadn't considered. Now, there's also maybe a level of troll. Maybe it's a level of just wanting to be on the news. Who knows? But this is that fan base, and this is how far they're willing to go to prove who runs the six.
Tomato.
Now, big shout out to Friday Ricky Dredd, my brother Friday Ricky Dredd. You guys know him from Culture United. He's been on the channel multiple times. When Friday heard about the OVO takeover, he was not a supporter of this. Listen to what he says.
If you go outside of that Rogers Center and stay out there from 5:30 to 11 o'clock, you are unemployed and you are a loser. Capital L. Capital L. If you go outside of the Rogers Center for 5:30 to 11, because you know the kids, that's the new thing they say, no, you unemployed, oh, unemployed. Like you have no job, bro. You have no ambition, fam. If you go outside of that Rogers Center and stay out there from 5:30 to 11 o'clock, you are unemployed and you are a loser. Capital L.
Capital L. Once again, applause for Friday. Friday wasn't having it. Friday wasn't having it. You unemployed and you a loser if you go out there. Now, I don't know if he meant the full duration. You know, maybe some people just showed up, got a hoodie, got a piece of pizza, got on with the rest of their day, got back to the job. But Friday wasn't feeling this either because it looks crazy. It looked crazy to me. It looks crazy to me. But at the same time, it actually gets worse. It gets worse for the protesters. So shout out to Slim Wop. Slim Wop says, the greatest 3-run post of all time, right? So there's 3 posts in a row. The first post is the original flyer for the OVO takeover. That was announcing it. The second one was, oh, my bad, we spent too much money on pizza and hoodies. If you guys can help donate money, that'd be great. That was the second one. We covered both of those just a second ago. Well, here's how it ended. Due to logistical constraints, we're going to have to cancel today. I know a few of y'all are already there. If you're there right now or on your way, send pictures and videos of y'all vibing together. Start playing some shit and DM them to us. We'll send all your hoodies. We're super sorry, but this is out of our control. We hope to see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. by the statue at Gate 5. It didn't even work out. The protest was over before it got started. 1 second applause. And for these guys,
Tomato.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, here's a little bit more detail on what happened. This post says, this is the saddest thing you will see this year. Drake fans tried to host a meetup outside Kendrick Lamar's sold-out show in Toronto, and only 5 people showed up. The host of the event allegedly spent $11,000 on merch for people who showed up and is now begging for donations, right? So here's what the post says. The post says, unfortunately, we have to cancel the OVO takeover. We genuinely wanted to bring people together, have some fun, and create good vibes for the city. But unfortunately, some people decided to report us, falsely claiming we were planning to start trouble or cause chaos. Now, what do you think a protest outside of a concert in support of the local rapper who the guy headlining the stadium event just destroyed in historic fashion in a rap battle? What do you think that looks like? What do you think of Drake is running around in all these legal documents saying that Not Like Us sent people to his house and was the reason the security guard got shot? If I'm Toronto police, yeah, we're breaking that up. But these guys seem shocked. The Six God is currently suing his record label and blaming all of his woes on Kendrick Lamar. And these guys want to show up and protest outside the stadium and are shocked with people thinking that they're there to start trouble or causing chaos.
Tomato.
Oh, gosh, this is crazy. Because of these reports, police were already on high alert and were quick to take down anything that even looked like a crowd forming, including us. We didn't expect things to blow up the way they did. Crazy on its own. What started as a joke turned into a full-on movement, and y'all made that happen. Now they're saying it's a joke. I'm glad they're saying it's a joke. At least they're on record saying it's a joke. And maybe that's because the police started talking to them. Shout out to the media outlets that pulled up: CTV, City News, CP24, Virgin Radio, Much Music. And most importantly, shout out to every single one of you who showed love and made this real. Well, it wasn't real. I mean, I guess really 5 people showed up, but it wasn't real. You guys were broke before you even got started. You're asking for a donation. You bought so much pizza and so many hoodies. It was over before y'all even got to the stadium. To make sure your time wasn't wasted, if you pulled up at all, DM us any videos or photos you took. We'll be mailing out hoodies to everyone who came through. Just give us a few days to process everything. We'll also be running a few giveaways over the next couple of days to get the rest of the hoodies out, because that's how many people did show up. We're honestly disappointed it had to end like this. It was all meant for the culture, for the city, and for the fun of it. But the fact that many of you cared enough to show up means the world. Is this many? Is this what many looks like? This isn't even a whole 12-man roster. Thank you for turning something spontaneous into something unforgettable. We'll be back, I guess today, because there's another show today. I don't know when they're going to be back after this. Are they going to take this to Europe? I think that's where he's headed next. This is wild. Like, this is wild. This is how down bad. or this is maybe, how about this? This is what extreme standom looks like. These guys spent, at least they say they spent $11,000 on hoodies and pizza to protest KDOT, and were shocked when the police said, nah. In my opinion, possibly also including the fact that their Six God is suing the record label. In all these legal documents, they're saying Not Like Us is the reason his security guard got shot. They've got Lawbury as their icon, and they're surprised that the police showed up. It's crazy to me. But you always have some people who want to ride it to the end. Ride it to the end. And here is what it looked like during the show, if not after the show. Congratulations to OVO for winning the award for the corniest fan base. Making a miserable protest 15 minutes after your idol got humiliated is incredible. I didn't see that one coming. So this is after the show, apparently. So let's see what this OVO member is saying so impassioned here.
Drake has more
You're somebody. Drake has more money than Kendrick. I guess. I mean, maybe you guys are getting your Drake stimulus check for putting together this failed protest, but got to hold on to what you got to hold on to.
Yo, bro, why are you here? Why are you here?
I'm here to prove that hometown Drizzy, Drake, Champagne, Poppy 6 got the GOAT. Hey, Kendrick ain't coming to my city.
He's here to prove Drake is the GOAT. I hope this guy's trolling. He's trying to prove Drake is the GOAT. Kendrick can't come to his city. But we just saw Kendrick do that very successfully. 1 second applause.
Yo, bro, why are you here? Why are you here?
I'm here to prove that hometown Drizzy, Drake, Champagne, Poppy 6 got the GOAT. Hey, Kendrick ain't coming to my city. Kendrick coming to our city and doing this. You can't.
Are you from Toronto? Are you from Toronto or no?
I should be looking
If you're from Toronto, you know what Drake has done for the city. Drake has put on the city more than Kendrick's ever done anything for Compton, his entire life. That's how Drake works.
I mean, he's definitely put on for the city. I did see an article that said Drake accounts for about $400 million annually to Toronto. But I think that's more just like name drops. And away from things that he actually does on the ground. I'm not shortchanging any of those things. I'm sure those things exist. Bare minimum for tax breaks, but probably also because of other reasons. But at the same time, he has been so malleable culturally over the course of his music career. Like, he sounds like Atlanta. There's no accent you can sell me. That I actually think that was a big deficiency. You know, like, he hasn't really put on that many Torontonians that we know of. You know, there's enough people from Toronto who've been very critical of Drake or the lack of things that he does that actually amplify the Toronto art scene. So maybe it's debatable, but I understand. You got to hold on to what you got to hold on to. So this took place after this show.
Tomato.
This is what it looked like out here, guys. This is what this all turned into. Now, inside, apparently, there was all kinds of people who made their own merch. And here's a couple of examples right here. Shout out to Tiptoe. I saw her post this. She said, "This is hilarious. He took time out his day to make this shirt. While Drake is praying, everybody joins him in the live stream with Kai on the night Dot is in Toronto performing. I guess real Canadians will be at the GNX show." And this shirt says, "Real Canadians hate Drake." At the stadium. This is what the merch section looks like, by the way. So he's wearing this shirt as he gets a new shirt. Second applause. Hey, here's another one. This is at the Toronto show, too. It's got Degrassi Drake with an X on it. It says, "Not like us." This has got to be crazy. I know this has got to feel terrible. I know this has got to feel awful. If I'm Drake, I don't know. I mean, there's no one else. I can't think of anyone else in the world who might be able to come close to this feeling. Definitely within hip-hop. And I just don't, this is one of those things that's just so unique. But you got a stadium full of people saying one more time to the song you're currently suing over because it called you a PDF. You've got your loyal fans trying to do a protest. It fails miserably almost straight out the gate. They're down $11,000 asking people for donations. And when they show up, the police say you guys can't even congregate. They're spending time after the show irrationally talking about how Kendrick can't come to Toronto and do this. Well, Kendrick's in Toronto doing it. And then there's people at the show with shirts that say, "Real Canadians hate Drake," and "Drake is not like us." Degrassi Drake is not like us. I've never seen nothing like it. I have never seen anything like this. 1 second applause. That is crazy. Like, this is talk about running the numbers up. Talk about running the numbers up. Oh my gosh. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're wondering. Where's top 5 in all this? Where is Drake's lead goon top 5 in all of this? Well, here's a video posted by Friday Ricky Dredd. I saw Hitta J3 comment on this. He said clearly he ain't got no juice in his own town. But here is Friday's post that says, "Top 5 not able to get into Nobu where Kendrick may be staying."
Lock off every door in the Nobu Hotel. Man even cut everything off. Man bought everything. He's a bitch. Lock off every door in the Nobu Hotel. Man even cut everything off. Man bought everything. He's a bitch.
What's he supposed to do? Let a bunch of irrational, low-level goons show up and harass him? He's a professional person. He is selling out the Rogers Center right now, okay? You think he's not moving with, I'm glad he's moving with police. I'm glad he's not easily acceptable because look at this guy. Look at top five. Top five, Mr. He can't wait to go to jail. Top five favorite thing, favorite place to be is to go to jail. So, and like Hitter J3 said, clearly he ain't got no juice in his own town. That's crazy. 1 second applause to Hitter J3. So, that was some of the biggest stories that come out after this performance last night. Now, another thing happened too, right? And we've been saying this for a while. I think most of us really feel like Drake should just chill out, just relax. But yesterday, he actually scheduled a live stream with Cenat at 8 o'clock, and he planned to release a new song, a Smiley song called Tu Maza, right? So he announced this. Now, yesterday at 8 p.m. Eastern, well, that is when Kendrick is on stage. And so that was the plan. So Drake was going to sit down with Cenat. They're going to have a real conversation. I've talked about this before. Kai and I guess fans are coming up with a treatment for the next music video for Some Sexy Songs for You. I guess that's part of what this was about. But that was supposed to happen last night. Turns out that didn't happen either. That didn't happen either. So here's what Drake posted. We need more time with the treatments for Somebody Who Loves Me. So we are pushing the stream back a few more days. Apologies. So they pump faked on this too. They were supposed to get together and live stream. Apparently, I don't know, I guess, for whatever reason. And that didn't go. So not only did the protest not go off, Drake didn't go off. And the thought here is that Drake and Cenat were going to sit down in a conversation the way that Drake does with Aiden Ross or XQC or whatever. Here's what Cenat said about this.
Let me go ahead and say something real quick so y'all won't be confused. When Drake and I are doing it, he will call in. He's calling in through the cord, so it won't be in person. We're saving the in-person shit for another crazier stream. All right? Okay? So
saving the in-person thing for another crazier stream. This is another thing that keeps following Drake around. Another thing that keeps following Drake around. He only sits with white people at this point in time. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong about that. But he uses a lot of people for clout. Now, when people point that out about Aiden Ross and XQC, I think that's part of a Kick partnership. If I had to guess, I'd say that's more of a Kick thing than just necessarily a Drake thing. But the optics continue to look terrible, especially considering in his legal documents, he only points out black creators. He only names black creators in the entire document, which plays into the broader narratives around this battle in the first place. We're over a year out of this. We're pulling up on the pop-out. We're almost at the anniversary of the pop-out. Now he's popping out in Toronto. And the same optical, cultural disconnects, same issues are still following him around. I guess you are who you say you are, I guess.
that's gonna be over the call. So this is a music video. It's not an official stream Kayak's Drake crazy stream. No, we gotta chat. We have to do it correctly. You feel what I'm saying? So we're making it for. It's more about the people that's submitting it than us. You feel me? So we want y'all to go through the process of seeing the music video. So chat, whenever we do crossover on a live aspect, I will let y'all know though. Y'all niggas know how I do my shit.
Okay, so that's Cenat explaining why Drake's not coming over. Drake's not sitting down in person. Shout out to Chillin' with Moni. She says, Kai is realizing in real time that he's being used, but he's still in denial because there's a slight benefit for him in all of it. Clownery and joy. 1 second applause, Moni. So, nevertheless, we don't get the stream, but we do get a new song from Drake and Smiley. It's called Tu Maza. I posted it. I shared it on my Twitter account. I haven't done a reaction to it yet. I'm going to see what if other people are getting flagged for it. I'm not going to play it right here. But nevertheless, a year later, this is where we are. Okay? This is where we are. We're at failed protests and pump faking on live streams. We're at sold out stadiums, 2 sold out nights in Toronto. And we have a lot of people in the OVO community who seem to not be handling it very well. Some old narratives are still holding steady. And through it all, from what I can see, looks like everybody who was in that stadium last night enjoyed a fantastic show. Big shout out to this person. Their name is Well. And this is what Well said. She said, all month, it was wait for the Toronto show. Kendrick can't do this in Toronto. He's not allowed here. They don't F with Kendrick. Toronto loves Drake, all while I was born and raised in Toronto. Knew damn well Kendrick would be skipping around that stage happily, which is what he did with the Oprah emoji. 1 second applause, Will. I thought all of this was kind of crazy, but at this point, to be honest, a year after the Great Shakespearean Shakedown, a year that's included Super Bowl performances, gang reunions, and lawsuits, maybe nothing surprising anymore. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think about the performance. Did you watch the live stream? Did you pay attention to any of this conversation that was happening online? Has there ever been a fan base that appears to be more down bad than what we're seeing with the OVOs? Let me know in the comments section. My name is Justin Hunt. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow the company man on everything. Follow the Justin Hunt podcast where you listen to podcasts. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views that's radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, dog, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.